On Nationwide this evening, it's a garden paradise as we discover some flowers and plants you won't find in the average garden at the rare and special plant fair in Bewley House in County Louth. We'll get a tour of the house itself, which has been in the same family for generations. And in County Laois, we discover a garden of treasures hidden in the tranquil setting of Coolrain. The best way to experience the beauty of plants and flowers that are on offer here is, of course, to go to a garden. Our Valerie Waters did just that when she took to the roads and travelled to County Laois and Clonoghil Gardens.
Right beside Laois Angling Centre, in this peaceful setting, are Clonoghil Gardens. They are on the Laois Garden Trail, and the visitor who makes an appointment to see this 1 acre garden site will be delighted, as owner Enda Thompson Phelan is a very knowledgeable gardener and is always willing to enthuse about plants. For those who are looking to see specimens that you will not find in most gardens, Clonoghil won't disappoint.
I grew up here, so I'm very fortunate in that this is my home. So I've seen it evolve and develop as I grew up. And in the 70s I got married here and brought up my family here. And my gardening was a little different in those days. I was growing a lot of vegetables and being maybe more productive in other ways. But my big interest in plant collecting, I think, came from my interest in art and creative matters. And for me now, it's a creative exercise out in the garden. I'm putting shapes and textures together and colours that maybe the passerby doesn't see, but I quite enjoy it. And I share all that outdoor space with many very special birds. And I love my plants, and I try to collect some of the better varieties now. I love finding little treasures, and I keep up to date with new plants that come on stream. And I have certain conditions that I like to find the best plants to go in those conditions. Mostly it's neutral to acidic, my soil. So you can grow even here in the Midlands fairly special and unusual plants given the right conditions. I can grow a lot of little woodland treasures and grow them to a high standard. And that's what I enjoy, because I'm not really into half measures. I like to see a plant for its own beauty. And the space around each plant, to me, is like a frame around a picture.
Enda's treasures include a miniature herbaceous early flowering clematis, this lime green Primula francesca, and a terracotta coloured perennial sweet pea.
This is one of my little special treasures at the moment because it's looking so good before lots of other plants come into flower. And it's a little dwarf rhododendron, and it's rhododendron trichostomum. And, you know, with the greys around here, I think it looks good. And the soil here now, of course, is acidic with all the trees, the spruce trees and all the rest. And this soil's been cultivated for many years, long before my time now. I just resurrected or revamped this garden about 15 years ago. So I'm fortunate in I can grow a lot of special little plants in here. And again, it's sheltered and it's sort of a little microclimate. Here I have my very first blue Meconopsis. I have Sheldonii, Grandis and Betonifolia. And I thought I was being, you know, very careful, and I got a present of this recently, and I thought, here, that's exactly good for my blue poppies. But I came out this morning, and this is a casualty of the winds of last night. So sometimes plants are maybe better off blowing in the wind.
A pathway named after Enda's grandfather, called Jacob's Walk, links up two areas of the garden. In its borders are unusual ligularias and the very pretty herbaceous geranium Bill Wallace. Planted close by in a spot sheltered by a ribes speciosum are the woodland plants Beesia calcifolia, which is evergreen, and the twin-leafed Jeffersonia. This plant, with the dark centre in the leaf, is in fact a viola, variety heartthrob. And for snail and slug control, Enda uses handfuls of pine needles, which she gathers from around the family farm. It works brilliantly as a natural repellent.
Here's the Asarum proboscideum, which is from the southern Spanish areas. And here are all the little mice. And when I had small children, we had great fun with this because they each had a plant. And this fellow has a particularly long tail, and sometimes for a little bit of fun, we might put it just creeping out under a bit of salad.
This time of year in May can be a time when a lot of gardeners are waiting for most of their plants to flower, but Enda Thompson Phelan has managed to source plants to flower during that gap time. Not only is she a collector, but she really knows how to make a specialist's collection look good too.
Well, we've come to the end of the programme, and I must say I have learned a thing or two about rare and special plants, particularly the chocoholic. We're back again on Monday. From all on the Nationwide team, bye for now. On next Monday's programme, Dublin may be known as a Georgian city, but we head on a Victorian tour. We visit a school in a Victorian house which is about to close on its 100th birthday, and how the private passion of one Wexford lady is transformed into an exhibition at Rathfarnham Castle.